Mark Warden. We are here at the Legislative Office Building here in Concord, New Hampshire. And I want to say, first off, thanks for taking a few minutes with Granite Grok.
One of my favorite websites and programs. I'm glad to be here, Skip. Thank you.
Well, thanks. Now, one of the reasons I asked you to take a few minutes is that you're sponsoring a piece of legislation having to do with Budget Committee rules and law. And in effect, it will make the representatives from the school board as well as select boards who are participating currently as voting members on SB2 budget committees become non-voting members. What's the name of the bill on that?
Thank you. It's called House Bill 1279. So your viewers can look that up on the General Court website, New Hampshire Legislature, but HB1279.
We'll link it.
And Calvin Pratt of Goffstown is the main sponsor. And John Burt and myself are co-sponsors on this bill. But it does, as you say, basically for the SB2 towns, Goffstown, I think where you're from also. Yeah, often it's required that a member of the Selectmen's Board and the school board be on the budget committee as they're discussing the town and school budgets. They make recommendations to the town and to the school board and for the warrant articles. But the problem with that, of course, is that them being required to be on there as voting members, now they get to vote first in the school board and then secondly on the budget committee.
And I am, for full disclosure, an elected member of the Guilford Municipal Budget Committee, and we are the ones who are responsible for presenting both budgets, the school board as well as the town, as our budget, not the school boards nor the select boards, but it is our budget that is presented to the town folk for voting during the SB2 voting. And for the last 6 years I've been a member, it has been sometimes frustrating in that the select board and the school board members will always vote exactly how their boards have presented it. That regardless of what the budget committee does, they always vote so as to not change the budget, except when it's time to add more money to it, which to a lot of us who are trying to protect taxpayer wallets is very frustrating. My question to you is that how this bill came up? Because you and I have not spoken about this before.
No, that's exactly right. That's how it did come up. It's by some people that saw what was happening in the budget committee in Goffstown. I'm sure it happens in every small town across the state, right? Where people come in from the school board to ostensibly give feedback, information, education on what things are going on in school board negotiations with the teachers' unions and other employees. But what's happened is they're just a shill for getting more money, typically to the school through the school board's recommended budget. And the very problem with this is that now you have people getting 2 bites at the apple. So they have a vote, and the school board or the selectmen. The selectmen vote on the town municipal budgets, the school board votes on the school budgets. And the budget committee should really be representing the taxpayers, not those special interest groups. So what's happening is now they're coming in, they've already voted for it once, now they're coming in influencing the budget committee in sort of an adversarial way against what the actual mission of the budget committee is. So I think it's, again, 2 bites at the apple. And it's also a bit of a conflict of interest, I think, for them to do that. In the legislature, as in many organizations, you have to recuse yourself, right, if you benefit from it somehow. And I think it's a little bit in a gray area on ethics, and I'd like to see that go away. That's what this bill does. They're not saying that you can't still be represented there. In fact, we still want them to be represented on the budget committee for informational purposes, but to not have a vote.
When does this bill get heard, or what is the next status for this bill?
Right, it's coming up this week, I believe. You can link to it on your website. And I don't remember exactly when it is because...
but it's going for a committee hearing.
Okay, it's going to the county municipal department committee right now this week, and that's where people from the general public are welcome to speak to it, especially if they've seen sort of abuses that we've seen. We want to hear more of that.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you be willing to do another interview with Granite Grok after the committee hearing?
Yes, let's plan on that.
Very good. Mark Warden, New Hampshire State Representative, thank you very much for taking a few minutes with Granite Grok.
Thank you, Skip.
Grok TV.